Makeup for your carry-on luggage only. It's sweat-proof, breathable, transfer-proof, and absolutely gorgeous. If you know, you can only bring so much when you're traveling carry-on only. So this is how I achieved this soft, beautiful glam that is going to wear in the heat of Portugal. It's 40 degrees, guys. First, I'm using the Rituals SPF 50. This is one of my favorite go-to SPFs. No white cast, and I can wear it without makeup and my skin will just have like a natural glow to it. I'm making sure to get some on my eyelids because I typically don't wear makeup on my eyelids. Next, I'm using the Rimmel Multitasker primer just on top. I've been quite enjoying bronzing before foundation, so I'm going to use this liquid bronzer from Beauty Bay in the shade Mocha. One of my favorites. This is my second or third one, and it just goes on and blends really nicely. I think this is the only liquid bronzer that I own. It blends out really soft. Next is a new favorite of mine. This is the Buttermelt Glaze by NYX. This is in the shade 08 Nutmeg Butter. It's a soft skin tint with SPF 50 in, so I love that. I forgot to blend the bronzer under my chin. I like to use a setting spray, a wet setting spray, and spray it onto my brush so that I can work it into my makeup as well. This is the Easy Bake setting spray from Huda Beauty. Really like this one. I'm going through it quick. I got it recently. Is going fast. So now I have a slightly damp brush. I guess it's a similar concept to how back in the day, I'm only 20, so back in the day we used to wet our beauty blender sponges and spray it and start blending here underneath or between the parts where the bronzer is and not too close to my eye. For cream blush, Huda Beauty in the shade Sunset Lychee. When I first tried this, I didn't think it was for me, but I really like it now. And I'm gonna do this before I do my concealer, just in case I go a bit crazy and I can tone it down a little bit more. But typically I like a lot of blush. I'm gonna keep the placement kind of here rather than up there or further down. And I'm gonna start to blend that out. I'm trying to blend it in towards my bronzer as well. Very pretty soft colour. I'm going to go back to liquid bronzer just to marry the colours a bit more. That's the nice thing about cream products, is you can just go back and touch up. Just because you've done a step doesn't mean you can't go back. Now onto concealer. I'm going to keep this very light. This is my favorite ever concealer. It's my go-to. It's the Too Faced Ethereal Light Concealer in the shade Caramel Drizzle, and I'm just going to do little dots under my eyes and on my upper lip and on my chin. I try not to place it right under my eye so I can sort of push the product up and have less directly on my under eye. And then I'm gonna push it upwards so it's as light as it could possibly be, but I still have a little bit of coverage. I'm just gonna blend on the side wall of my nose towards my upper lip. You see? Cute. And it just brightens just enough. Let me do the same again. And then I'm gonna go and connect it to my upper lip and then also blend the chin. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Banana Bread. Just gonna set the places where I put concealer with it using a powder puff. This is the Trigwell Cosmetics powder puff, and I forgot how much I like it. I lost it, not lost it, but like it was put to the side. So I'm gonna load up a little bit and try and get some on the sides as well so it doesn't pick up your makeup. I like to look up and start from the side and work into the inner eye. Cute. Oh my gosh, a tip that I saw on TikTok is with the new Huda Beauty packaging, there's this net, right? So typically you'll see people go like this to get the product out, which works, but another way you can do it is take the end of a brush and draw like a circle, and you can see the product coming to the top of the net. And then you can go back to your powder puff and pick up the product. What a fantabulous tip! Lip and then my chin. I don't really contour my nose. I like to play with the shadows on my nose a bit, so I take a bit more of the powder and I stamp it onto the side wall, and it will create a contour using light rather than dark. and I'm going to leave it to kind of bake. And then when I dust it off, I'll have switch to a brush for the rest of my face. Just swirl it in there and start to pat the powder everywhere else, except for the blush and bronzer areas. For powder blush, I have these two which I've been liking together. They're from Kaleidos. I can't remember the shade name, so I'm gonna have to put them onto the screen. I'm gonna use this one first, and if I feel like that's enough, then I probably won't use this one. I just think that's so pretty. I can't believe there was a time I was anti-blush. I also like to apply blush on my chin and on my nose. I don't know why, I just like the look. I just feel like it's a bit of me, so I like to do it. Powder bronzer, this is from Beauty Bay in the shade Oak. I'm gonna take that on another angled brush. I'm going to blend upwards towards the powder blush. Dust it around my jawline. Just think everywhere that you put the cream bronzer, you're gonna put the powder bronzer on. Just gonna dust off this powder now. I have to do beauty marks with all of my little soft glams, all of my makeup looks to be honest, and I like to use a brown eyeliner. This is from Too Faced in the shade Chocolate, and I think all the girlies that do beauty spots have their placement, like their specific placement. I like having it above my lip right here, right under my right eye, and then on top of my natural beauty mark, which is here on my cheek. I'm gonna use this crush liner from YSL just on my waterline. It's a black eyeliner. I always just feel like if I don't have something in my waterline, I just don't look quite finished. Mascara, only for the bottom lashes though, because I've got lash extensions on. This is Thrillseeker from Rimmel London. I really like the brush on this. It's just big and dramatic. Point it upwards like this and pretend you're like scribbling just to get more product on there. For lips, I really like the Huda Beauty lip contour stains. I'm gonna stop for a second and blend it with my fingers and sort of rinse and repeat until I'm happy. I'm gonna use Rosewood to blend towards the center. I'm not gonna fill in my whole lip, but sort of blend out the aggressive line that I might have here. So you can see I'm not going all the way into the middle. Like this. Okay, so now I can put the lip oil on. A Huda Beauty lip oil in the shade Juicy Pink Lady. And I'm gonna put that on top. Give it a proper good shake. I need to get my fan, it's in my bag. Okay. And that is the makeup done. I think this looks so cute. I love it. Absolutely stunning. I'm really happy with it. And it's not too heavy. It's absolutely perfect for a hot day in Portugal. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. God willing. Bye bye. Nella